Former Defence Minister AK Antony speaking at this moment. Let's listen to him.
Of Indian people and our armed forces. Pakistan must realize that they cannot withstand the might of the Indian armed forces. They should realize encouraging and throwing terrorists to Indian territory, India will not lie down. So at least now they should realize it's high time to prevent terrorists from operating from their soil with the support of the Pakistan armed forces. Otherwise, again, they will have to face the same consequences.
AK Antony, former Defence Minister, remember he had similar options presented to him, but they never took any decision. So any salutations they're making to the Air Force, remember this is also a question of political will, where Prime Minister Modi declared publicly, he didn't just say it in a Cabinet Committee on Security meeting, he said publicly, we will strike back at a time and place of our choosing. There was a very, very succinct press conference. Geeta Mohan from the Foreign Secretary not taking any questions. Have you had an opportunity at all to get any information from your sources in the MEA beyond what we heard in that press conference, in that brief statement, Geeta Mohan?
Well, no questions. Foreign Secretary did not take any questions after the briefing. He just left the room. They're not willing to take any questions, but sources have confirmed to us that the Balakot that Foreign Secretary mentioned is the KPK Balakot and not the one that is just on the Indian and Pakistani border area. So we were deep inside Pakistan. It is a very huge terror camp of the Jaish-e-Mohammed that India struck upon, and the message loud and clear, Rahul, like we were speaking earlier, the message loud and clear that India is going to fend for itself, that if Pakistan does not move or take action against these terror networks, a solemn promise made by Pakistan publicly that Pakistan has not lived up to for so many years. If Pakistan is not going to take action, and if the international forces, their hands are tied down because of the AFPAC region and their own commitment in Afghanistan, then India is going to strike upon all these terror networks. And like again, we were speaking earlier, Rahul, civilians and Pakistanis are not India's target. And that's what Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale very importantly mentioned in his briefing. He said that they ensured that this terror camp, which is a huge terror camp, training Fidaeens for yet another attack, so this was a preemptive strike, was chosen, was looked into, and India looked into the area as well. It's in a forest area on a hilltop, and so there was no civilian casualty. So that's very important to show that India was not looking at, or at least looked into the fact that civilian casualty is minimal, and over here it is the terror network or the terrorist camp of the Jaish-e-Mohammed that was struck. The terror camp was being run by Yusuf Azhar, the brother-in-law of Masood Azhar.
But the thing is that was he there? That is not known at this moment, and it's also fairly plausible that they would have moved all the strategic assets that they have to civilian areas. So it's highly unlikely we would have got a high value target, but it's not just about who you took down, it's about the message that you've sent out. Just listen once again, and listen to how carefully that statement is worded. He's called it a non-military intervention. You've used the Air Force, yet the message that's being sent to the world is it's a non-military intervention because it's targeted against the Jaish-e-Mohammed, not against any asset or any infrastructure of the Pak Army. No civilian has been touched. You train jihadis, we smoke them out. Listen to India's Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On the 14th of February 2019, a suicide terror attack was conducted by a Pakistan-based terrorist organization, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, leading to the martyrdom of 40 brave Jawans of the CRPF. The Jaish-e-Mohammed has been active in Pakistan for the last 2 decades, and it is led by Masood Azhar with its headquarters in Bahawalpur. This organization, which is proscribed by the United Nations, has been responsible for a series of terrorist attacks, including on the Indian Parliament in December 2001 and the Pathankot Air Base in January 2016. Information regarding the location of training camps in Pakistan and in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has been provided to Pakistan from time to time. Pakistan, however, denies their existence. The existence of such massive training facilities capable of training hundreds of jihadis could not have functioned without the knowledge of the Pakistan authorities. India has been repeatedly urging Pakistan to take action against the Jaish-e-Mohammed to prevent jihadis from being trained and armed inside Pakistan. Pakistan has taken no concrete action to dismantle the infrastructure of terrorism on its soil. Credible intelligence was received that the Jaish-e-Mohammed was attempting other suicide terror attacks in various parts of the country, and the Fidaiyin jihadis were being trained for this purpose. In the face of imminent danger, a preemptive strike became absolutely necessary. In an intelligence-led operation in the early hours of today, India struck the biggest training camp of the Jaish-e-Mohammed in Balakot. In this operation, a very large number of Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, trainers, senior commanders, and groups of jihadis who were being trained for Fidaiyin action were eliminated. This facility at Balakot was headed by Maulana Yusuf Azhar, alias Ustad Ghori, the brother-in-law of Masood Azhar, chief of the JEM. The government of India is firmly and resolutely committed to taking all necessary measures to fight the menace of terrorism. Hence, this non-military preemptive action was specifically targeted at the Jaish-e-Mohammed camp. The selection of the target was also conditioned by our desire to avoid civilian casualties. The facility is located in thick forest on a hilltop far away from any civilian presence. As the strike has taken place only a short while ago, we are awaiting further details. The government of Pakistan had made a solemn commitment in January 2004 not to allow its soil or territory under its control to be used for terrorism against India. We expect that Pakistan lives up to its public commitment and takes follow-up action to dismantle all JEM and other camps and hold the terrorists accountable for their actions. Thank you.
This concludes the briefing. Thank you all for joining. We are not taking any questions. Thank you.
Very interesting that the time that the strike took place was 3:30 a.m. You look at multiple military attacks in contemporary history, all of them. The Japanese struck at 3:30 a.m. I've got some details over here, because that's when the alertness of any force is at the lowest. Post dawn they're more alert, till late into the night they're fairly alert. 3:30 is where multiple military studies show your level of alertness is at the lowest, which is when we attacked. So when Japan attacked the US midway atoll, that was around 4 a.m. In the Battle of the Bulge, most of the attacks happened pre-dawn. British Harriers attacked the Falcons just before sunrise, and even the US Army's 1st Special Forces were hit by a reinforced Viet Cong battalion on a pre-dawn attack. The Americans were outnumbered. So most of American and international military journals suggest that early in the morning, just before 4, is when you are least likely to be alert. That is when this attack happened.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.